Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Bishop, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Adams County Library System's databases for your research purposes. So I work for the Adams County Library System. We're a small public library system in Pennsylvania. And as you can see here, this is a screenshot of our website. And that picture right there is just a perfect representation of what we stand for. Libraries are for everyone, and we want to be able to provide everyone with free and reliable information. So one of the ways to do that is through databases. So you might be wondering why you would need to use a database. This isn't a commonly known thing, especially for those who were not in school or college when the internet even existed yet. You would do your research through textbooks, and now you might just use Google. But the point of a database is to find peer-reviewed, reliable research. Of course, a database can be filled with many things, but specifically the databases we're talking about today are filled with peer-reviewed, reliable research and other information. This would be useful for combating fake news and false information on social media. It's very easy to get led astray and to believe anything you see on the internet, especially if the person making the post or the person talking on the news sounds very convincing. But oftentimes these posts don't have any sources, any citations of where they're getting their information. So it's good to be able to know that you have a place where you can find research that has been reviewed by many, many people within a profession, so you know that you can trust it. It's also good to not rely on commercial websites to provide you with information, because a commercial website is getting paid to provide you with this information. It might not necessarily be 100% unreliable, but you know that they're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart to provide the public with information. They're getting paid somehow to be giving you this information. And also to just educate yourself. It's good to take it upon yourself to find out information and to not just trust everything you see on the internet or on the news, to look it up for yourself and to be able to form a strong opinion. And why databases? Why can't we just use Google? Well, Google is extremely useful. I mean, you can find anything you need in a matter of seconds, but it's not necessarily the most reliable way to get information. So for example, I typed depression into the Google search bar, and immediately I was met with a ton of ads. So obviously I wouldn't be pressing on any of those, and it's unfortunate that those are the first results, but that is how Google is making their money, because Google is also not just providing this information out of the goodness of their heart. They need to make money somehow, so they're going to be showing you ads and plenty of commercial websites, but also helpful ones. As you can see, they have a .gov website here, the National Helpline, which are reliable. And here the Google often provides you with this little info box if you're looking up something that's health related. They're not very specific on their sources. They just say Mayo Clinic and others, but Mayo Clinic is pretty reliable. It's an organization, so they're not just saying something, trying to sell you something so they can get paid. But also Google's going to show you news stories, just information that you need to wade through to get the meat and bones of research. So the Adams County Library System uses Gale, which is a research and academic publisher. They provide research and other sources to academic libraries, public libraries, school libraries, and businesses. And their mission is to educate by advocating for libraries. They advocate for the mission of libraries, which is to provide people with free and reliable information, which is why through them we are able to provide our patrons with free databases that aren't hidden behind a paywall. So I'm going to be showing you exactly what this looks like and how to use these databases. So this is our website. If you go to eLibrary, we have a button here for research, and this will show you all of the different databases we have. So there's some Gale, there's other things like Auto Repair Source for information on how to fix vehicles, Job Now, which is a job resource, Creative Commons for free and legal sharing of images, graphics, videos, DMV practice tests, but also mainly Gale databases. We have filters here so that you can look for exactly the kind of database you want. So genealogy will show you our heritage quest, but I'm going to be going to research. So immediately we're met with Gale Academic OneFile, which has peer-reviewed full-text articles and many subjects. So this is a really good database to use for research. Another Gale one, this is for encyclopedias and reference sources. This Gale database is for periodicals. This one specifically has reference materials on environmental topics. This database has newspapers. This one is for students, school students, so it's age-appropriate information. And then this is for kids. This is a database for literature. And then this one is for middle school student research. But I'm going to be showing you specifically Academic OneFile because this is the most basic database that we have on here for research. So immediately, there's not a ton to look at, which is good. It's best to not be overwhelmed when dealing with a new search engine like this. So it seems like it would just be as easy as Google, but it's not necessarily that easy. So immediately you see that they have multiple languages that you can use for this. You can sign in with your Microsoft or your Google account. You can specifically just browse by topic if you don't have a specific idea in mind to search. So chemistry, that's a main subject, but it breaks down into smaller subjects here. You can also look at your search history, so that'll show you what you've already searched. Highlights and notes is for when you're in an article and they have highlights and notes on it. And then get link. This is nice because you can get the link to get back to this page. So let's just use a basic search. I'm going to search depression. This is what the results look like. It's pretty straightforward. They show you how many academic journals are in the results, magazines, books, news, images, videos, and audio. So it tells you exactly how much of each. And if you click on each one, it'll limit it just to that format. You can also filter your results by publication date, by subject, document type, publication title, and you can search within the results. And you can limit it to, let me go back here, full text documents, peer-reviewed journals, and documents that contain images. You can also sort by relevance, newest and oldest. Right now we have the full text filter, which is nice because you're only going to be getting results that you can fully view. Sometimes in databases they don't show you the full article or book or whatever it is. It might only show you an abstract, but when you have this on here, you know that you'll be able to actually read the entire thing. So if we click on this first one here, We met with the title, information like author, date, publisher, how many words. Up at the top here, this is a citation tool, which is extremely nice. So if you need to cite your sources, this does it for you. You don't need to format it yourself. So they have MLA, APA, and Chicago. So those are the most common ones that people are going to be using. And you can also export the citation to different programs like Google Drive and OneDrive. You can also send it to either of the drives, or you can email it. You can download it to your computer, you can print it, and you can also get the link, and there's the highlights and notes. It doesn't look like there's any for this article, or it would tell you right there. So on the side here, it gives you articles that are similar to the one you're viewing, as well as related subjects. So if you're just browsing, this is a really nice feature. You can translate it to another language, change the font size, be bigger or smaller. You can listen to it, so it'll read it out loud to you. Now let's look at advanced search options. So this is where we get into Boolean operators, which basically just means that they allow you to get more specific results. So we have and, or, and not. And would mean that you would get results that contain both of your keywords. So if I did that, it would give me results that contain both depression and anxiety. If you do or, it would give you results that don't necessarily, each one doesn't necessarily contain both depression and anxiety, but just all results that contain both those keywords. And then not would be used if you just want to find articles about depression, but not necessarily anxiety. So as you can see, it's just allowing you to get much more specific results. And besides those operators, you can also use a lot of these different options. So you can specifically look for ISBN, author, publication title, name of work. So you can just get really specific in advanced search. You can also add more rows. And then here are these limiters again, just full text documents, peer-reviewed journals, documents that contain just images. And then you can also search by date, which is good for research because you might be getting research from years ago when you want more recent research. So all dates, but then you can change it to before or after. So if you want newer research, maybe you would do after the year of 2015 or between certain years, so maybe 2010 and 2015. You can also search by document type. You can click multiple options, search by a specific publication title or by a subject. Let's just, oops, let me go back to all dates. We'll just search like that, and the results will be the same. They're just, as you can see, they're different than when I just typed in depression. So, as you can see, it's not too difficult to be able to use a database like this. It's definitely going to take a learning curve because it's not as simple as just typing a thing into Google, but you can be assured that this information is going to be much more reliable, and it'll help you to understand certain topics and to form your own opinions and not just whatever social media or the news tells you. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you learned a lot from it and that you will use our databases for research in the future.